Hi there. I'm here to give you a very brief tour of some of the functions of VoteBuilder. This is not VoteBuilder training. It will not show you how to do a whole bunch of things in VoteBuilder. We have other training for that. This is just sort of a what is it, what's in it. So if you have never seen VoteBuilder, this is what the main interface looks like. It is a database that national, state, and local campaigns use to get and track voter data. It is used by the Democratic National Committee, State Party, and our local Mecklenburg County Party as well. We use it to find volunteers and a voter contact info to track our contacts and our get out the vote progress. It is an online tool, and our precinct chairs or another designated user in a precinct can get training and access it via a laptop or iPad. What we do with it is we look up individual voters that we are hoping to find information on. We can also create walk lists, call lists, and phone banks of voters. We can track get out the vote progress and our voter support, whether people are planning to vote or not. And we can look up information such as past voting participation for a given person, when they registered, and how many other voters are in their household. So one function is a quick lookup tool. I can look up a voter in the state. So I'm going to look up myself, for example. And if I search just for my name, I will find out that there are actually 11 Jennifer Gaddies in the state of North Carolina registered voters. I have blocked out some of the contact information here because these are actual people, and to protect the privacy, I've blocked them out. But if you were to click on a given person here, you would see some information about that person's voting record. So I have clicked on my own name, and you can see here my voting history over the past 10 years or so, both for the general and the primary, municipal primaries. As you can see, I'm a active voter, and I pull a Democratic ballot in every primary. If you were to click over here, also at voting address, you would see some other members of my family who are also registered voters. Another section of my record is called activist codes. So here you will see various party events that I have attended. You can also see the contact history that the party has logged on me. So these are different times I've been canvassed. Some of these have been samples of me canvassing myself, or someone else in the party doing so as a demo. But if it were any other voter, you would be able to see any contact history that where someone from the party has reached out to them and logged that canvassing. One other thing you can see is how the Democratic National Committee thinks that I will do in supporting the Democrats and turning out. As you can see, I have a very high turnout score out of 100. That means that every time there's an election or a primary, I'm likely to turn out. This is really helpful information to have about voters as we are reaching people, trying to energize them, see how plugged in they are. Moving back to the home page, the other thing that we do a lot of in VoteBuilder is creating a list. A list is a group of people who meet certain criteria that we select. I could build a list of registered Democrats in my precinct who voted in at least 2 out of the most recent elections and or primaries. And in primaries, we can tell if someone pulled a Democrat or Republican ballot. We cannot tell how they voted. Same thing for the elections. We can tell if someone voted. Obviously, we cannot tell who they voted for. So if I'm looking for someone who did at least 3 of the following in my precinct, I can hit preview, and I'll see there are 287 Democrats in my precinct who voted at least 3 out of the following last few general elections and primaries. We can use VoteBuilder to create virtual phone banks where our volunteers can make phone calls to potential volunteers or to voters to remind them to get out the vote. We can also come up with canvassing, which is done via Minivan, which is an app on your phone. And we can create walk lists for block captains. And we can create walk lists or cut precincts into areas called turfs that we can have volunteers manage smaller areas of a precinct. I hope you found this video helpful. Feel free to check out our other recorded trainings that are in our precinct training library, which is linked from the main page of this YouTube channel. And check out our other brief videos about VoteBuilder.